They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Welcome to All About the Biz. Hi, I'm Doug Patterson, and this is a show that helps you learn about the entertainment, the boxing, and the wrestling industry, and if it's all about you, and if it's for you. Today's guest, we have Mr. Leonard DiCosmo from the American Federation of Musicians, and also a member with American Federation of Musicians, who's an artist, Ms. Pat Harris. Leonard, we're going to talk to you first and tell us about who you are and how you represent the American Federation of Musicians in your title.
Thanks, Doug. I am the president of Local 4, the Cleveland Federation of Musicians, which is one of the labor union affiliates of the American Federation of Musicians of the United States and Canada. There are approximately 200 local unions in the AFM, and we represent working in economic conditions for professional musicians in each of those markets in the United States and Canada.
What local are you here in Cleveland?
We are Local 4. We're one of the very first labor unions for musicians that were organized in this country. We were organized back in 1896.
Okay. Well, why should people join the American Federation of Musicians? Give us a reason why.
It is the professional organization for musicians, whether you work in the recording industry, in the symphonic industry, if you're an itinerant freelance musician like my dear friend Pat here to my left. There are reasons for you to join, primarily, to have an advocate in your working and economic conditions.
So Pat Harris, you're a member of the American Federation of Musicians. How has that helped you in your career?
Well, basically, I felt that it was important to me to be displayed as a professional artist. So as a professional artist, I decided that I had to join the Musicians Union. Therefore, I could be marketed as a versatile type of artist in what I do as a vocalist.
Tell us about some of the venues that you got involved with the American Federation of Musicians and how you got in some of the venues, such as, I know you did some things at Kane Park. Is other positions that you've been into? Well,
yeah. Basically, I love being a part of the union because they have diverse and different in events that I can do. I can go to Kane Park. I've been an artist there pretty much every other year, and I'm also a part of the Waterloo Arts Series, and with the Bedford Friday Night Series. We formed a collaboration for entertainment education with urban children through the Rainey Institute, which I'm also a member and teacher there as well.
And that all came from the American Federation of Musicians?
And it all came about because of the American Federation of Musicians.
One of the things Pat mentioned, and it's very significant to how we approach what we do, is that many artists are diversified. Nowadays, particularly. Cats don't just play commercial music or jazz or classical. Someone like Pat Harris, an artist like Pat, as she mentioned, and I'll underscore it as well, we have retained her and her services to do the classical operatic repertoire with Robert Mollard,
Yes.
The keyboardist from the University, or rather from Akron Symphony.
Akron Symphony, Robert Mueller, yes.
We have used Pat as an educational artist. She has lovely programs. One in particular is the history of American music, going from field calls all the way to the 20th century. We've done that not only at Rainey, but also at the Urban Community School at Cleveland State.
Yes, we did. Yes.
As a gospel singer, as a singer of jazz standards, there are so many different facets that Pat has, and that's very true of so many of the artists that we represent at Local 4. We provide a platform and an opportunity for you to display all of your talents.
Well, where do your artists come from?
They come from the community. As a labor union, we are assigned by our parent office specific jurisdiction, and our artists are from Cuyahoga County, Lorain County, and parts of Erie and Huron County.
So once they register with you, where do they go?
Well, what we can do for them through our office, in addition to having the labor union, we have a for-profit booking agency, and we also have a nonprofit 501c3. Both of those were established when I first started working full-time at the local. The for-profit agency is a for-profit corporation which allows us to provide opportunities for musicians to work when the mother of the bride calls who needs musicians for a daughter's wedding, or the business owner calls because he needs a band for some promotional event he's doing or she's doing. The nonprofit agency allows us to pursue philanthropic dollars, just like any of the other nonprofit arts organizations like Playhouse Square or Musical Arts Association. We pursue those dollars to do music free and open to the public in municipalities, and also educational programs like Pat just mentioned.
Well, once you register, how does that help you, and what advantage mostly is the American Federation of Musicians to you? What is the advantage?
Well, part of the advantage is networking with professional musicians, getting the introduction there. Another advantage is the two subsidiaries that I mentioned before, which makes our union hall operate a bit like the old-time hiring halls back in the 30s and 40s.
Okay.
Another example that we do is that we provide, through our subsidiaries, your own webpage that you can design for yourself. We also provide contract information if you're traveling to other markets. I can introduce you to my counterparts in over 200 markets around the United States. And just in general, it's important for musicians and artists in general to have an office that will advocate for you, not only for your individual working and economic conditions, but also in terms of state and federal laws that affect artists and workers in general.
My understanding is a lot of times when TV organizations, we get a lot of TV shows that have been coming to Cleveland, a lot of movies and so forth. The union, they come to American Federation of Musicians looking for people in the union.
That's
So
correct.
that's an advantage that you have to protect you as far as in the union, is that right?
Organized labor allows for collective bargaining agreements with major corporations. And the American Federation of Musicians has contracts that protect your scale wages, your recording wages, your broadcasting rights in this market and in secondary markets. And those are signed with all of the major media companies, whether they be radio, television, the sound stages on the movies, all of that.
So Pat, working with the American Federation of Musicians, you got to been seeing a lot of different stuff. I'm a licensed agent with the American Federation of Musicians, and one of the things reason I joined is to protect the artists, to make sure you got paid. So if you have a contract out there or touring contract and you do something, if they don't pay, then the attorneys for American Federation of Musicians, or organization, union, can help you make sure you get your pay. Because that's very important to get paid, right? You perform and get paid, and we're going to talk about you performing and hear your voice. You guys want to hear what Pat sounds like with the American Federation of Musicians? We're going to talk about that. We're going to come right back. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with Pat Harris and Mr. Leonard DeCosmio for the American Federation of Musicians. Be right back. Welcome back to All About the Biz. Again, I'm Doug Patterson, and our guest today is from the American Federation of Musicians, Mr. Leonard DeCosmio and Miss Pat Harris. In fact, I told Leonard, I'm just going to call him Leonard. I don't have to worry about pronouncing the last name.
That's right.
But Pat, we were talking about the advantages of being with the American Federation of Musicians and how it has helped you. Give us a little bit of information about that.
Well, basically, my main concern as an artist is to be seen as a true professional. And as a true professional, you have to be paid properly. If I go into any type of event, just coming in and presenting myself as a member, then they know that they have to come at me right. What I have to offer is excellence. I have pursued my passion in my career as a vocalist, as an artist, as an operatic singer, as a jazz singer, as a gospel singer. Whatever you throw in front of me, I can sing. I've sang in all kinds of languages. I think about maybe about 11 or 12 different languages. So I joined that union to say, look, when you hire me, you're gonna get excellence, you're gonna get what's real. And also, I try to put that into our children by working in collaboration with the union as an educational piece with Rainey Institute and also with Carthon Conservatory, because it's very important that we also give back to our kids, especially when you're talented and you want to teach them the ways of the industry. But it's important to me to be a member, and I'm so glad I went into that office, and the very same day I walked in, I walked out with a job.
That's the way you do it with American Federation of Musicians. You want to add on to something with that?
It was remarkable. She came on a cloud. The morning we received a phone call. We needed a soprano. We needed a soprano for a church service. And we'll take the work, we'll take the information, and we'll tell the purchaser of live music, well, we're going to satisfy this for you, and we will contact you back. And literally, we hung up the phone, and I looked at my associate in the office, and I said, well, we need a soprano. And literally, the next thing, Pat Harris came through the door. So you can call it kismet, you can call it fate, you can call it just good business acumen, but that's what brought Pat to us. And it was rather remarkable, and one of the favorite anecdotes that I have from my work that we're able to share.
Well, I was going to ask you a success story. I guess that could be considered a success story. So Pat brought you in as a soprano. Let's hear something about it. You want to hear her sing? Can she do it? Pat, let's do something. And we do this in the television industry all the time. We just tell you to sing without practicing. So let's hear what you got.
Well, I can do that. This is just a song that's always been very special to me, as encouragement. When you walk through the storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll
Okay, Pat. I was going to tell you to hit baritone, but I think you better stay up there. And before these tears starts coming on my eye, this is what you get from American Federation of Musicians. If you want to be an entertainer and you think you got what it takes, give them a call. Right now, you have the bylaws. Once you join, you get the bylaws right here. And you get a copy of the Cleveland Musicians Union. You get constantly all the time. The telephone number is 216-881-1802. And you can learn all about it. Is this industry for you? Is the music industry what you got? Or you want to do it? Give them a call. I'm Doug Patterson, and this is All About the Biz. Until next time, thank you.